Hi everybody, this is Connie. I'm experimenting a little bit with different times of day to do these live videos because I'm kind of seeing if I can capture more people, but of course you can always watch it later. And if you watch it, I have a drawing today. So I have an extra Oh My Heart stamp set. I have an extra new little silver stickles, and I have some of the sticker sheet and pattern paper pack that goes with Oh My Heart. So if you watch this and you leave a message, a comment, you will be put into a drawing. I'm giving away each of these separately, and for every comment that you make, I will put your name in once. So go crazy. All right, so today I want to show you how to make this slider card. It's deceptively simple, so don't let it fool you. But basically you pull and it reveals two hidden messages or images, one at the top and one here. And today I was using this kitty cuddles set because I absolutely love it. It is so cute. I've been looking for a reason to use it, and I thought this was a great card to try to use this on. So it says meow meow, all you need is love, and a cat, and at the bottom it says love has 4 paws. I thought this was really cute, and this set is really nice because it doesn't take a lot of coloring. So this is what we're going to make today. Now, just like always, I like to make a template, and the template, I have several parts and pieces that you'll need for this card, but the main one is a sheet that is 9 by 5.5, which I have one made right here in the blue. This is Bluebird, just like this card. And basically, you know, most cards are 4.25 by 5.5. So here we have a 5.5 inch, and then we're going to score it at 4.25, and we have this extra 1/2 inch. So there's an 8.5 inch score, and then we have this little tab on the side. And what that does is it allows us to kind of wrap this around and tack it so that it makes this sort of holder. You can kind of see where it's tacked right there, where that little tab goes. Okay, so this was the first part that we're going to do. So let's go ahead and do our piece. I want to show you the first thing. We're going to use the scoring board, and whichever color you want on the outside goes up. So we're going to score it at 4.25 because that's a standard card, and then we're going to score it at 8.5, and that's all the scoring there is on this card. So I'll get rid of that. Now the other part, if you look at the template, is that there's 2 slits, and this one I kind of botched a little, but it does help you kind of see the slits. There's 2 that are cut, and that is so that this part can slide up and down, a slot here and a slot here. So I want to show you how to do that, because you can do that with, if you have the right style of cutter, trimmer, you can get out your trimmer and do that pretty quickly, but I want to show you how I do it because I prefer to use a quilting ruler and an X-Acto knife with a mat. And basically I want to show you on this quilting ruler some measurements, how this works. So I like quilting rulers because they are sectioned off. So this is a 1-inch square, and then in that square you can see there's larger squares, and those are fourths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's small dashed ones that are eighths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So whenever you make a cut, it's really easy to line up one of the dark straight lines and then figure out how far in to make it, and then use that edge to cut. So in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to have a 3/4 inch border on the top, a 3/4 inch border on the bottom, and a 3/4 inch border here on the side. So we're going to put our ruler on so it's 1, 2, 3/4, and you're going to take that long dark 3/4 mark and line it up with the edge of your paper. And then this is lined up at the top, and we go 1, 2, 3/4 down. So we're going to start cutting there with our X-Acto, and then we will cut down, and then 1, 2, 3 to about there. So does that make sense? So basically we're counting down 3/4, making the cut, and up 3/4 and stopping at that point. So we'll start here, stop here, and you can always mark it. So back to our real piece here. If you feel the need to use a pencil to mark it, you sure can. So here I have a dark straight mark there. I'm lining up the 3/4 mark there. 1, 2, 3/4 down, make a cut, and I cut all the way to the 1, 2, 3 there. So there, I got my first cut. Now to make the other one, I'm going to use that score line that I made. I think you can see it pretty easily right there. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to go in 1, 2, 3/4. I'm going to line that up with the score line. 1, 2, 3, make a cut all the way to the 1, 2, 3, 3/4. So there's my 2 cuts. Okay, hardest part done. So the last thing I just want to show you, when you fold this piece on the score, when you do the tab, I just want you to kind of lightly score it. Don't pinch it down really hard. This part you want to press pretty well on the score line. So the card, it doesn't really matter which way is up. Let's just say this way is up. And I'm using a 1-inch punch. You can use any style of punch, because what we need like a little circle there to be able to get your fingers in to pull up on that section. So we need to make this little punch hole, and the way I do that is I go approximately centered. I don't do any measuring, and I just punch it. Ta-da! Okay, so we have basically the front of our card done. Okay, now I recommend that you make a template and you keep your template and keep your pieces all together so that you can refer back to it in the future. So you could label this slider card and keep it forever. The other parts of this card I just want to show you. You need the main image. Now the main image, try to find my little piece that I was using. There we go. Okay, so the main image is actually very small. You can see it's the cat in the cup on this card. It's the part that slides over the top. You can kind of see that it goes on top of everything. So this main image, it'll kind of slide in, and you actually just have a small window to make something there. And then you need one piece, that's the pull-up piece, that will go in and out, right? And you need a piece that's here in the back that'll have 2 things that the main image will slide over. So it'll be a saying or a picture there. This will slide up, a saying or a picture there. So for the measurements, basically you have 2 pieces that are 2 3/4 by 4. One will be used sideways and one will be used up and down. And then you have the main image that's 2x4. So for the mechanism, just to hold it all together, it's basically 2 1/2-inch scraps. So 2 scraps that are 1/2 inch by 4. And what you'll do on this hidden image part is you'll make it into like almost like a yard sign. It'll be like this. Adhere it down. Okay. So let me show you how it looks with real images. It really does help to see. I went ahead and got out again this this set. It's like trying to figure out a way for you to see it easily. This birthday set is so much fun, and I've been trying to use it more. It's Celebrate Today. It's the card making set, and I love the little cake and the messages. It says, FYI, the more you weigh, the harder you are to kidnap. Stay safe and eat cake. And those are 2 different stamps, so you can use them separately. So that is what I did. So for my main image, I decided to have a piece of cake, so that would be instead of the cat, for example. And remember that top piece is the only piece that can have any kind of dimension. So I went ahead, just to show you what I was talking about, I went ahead and put some sequins on it just so you can see it has some dimension. Anything else on here has to be flat, otherwise it'll get hung up in the slider. So for the main image, I have happy birthday and eat cake, and so it'll start out looking like this, and then this will be the part that reveals. It'll say, the more you weigh, the harder you are to kidnap, stay safe, and eat cake, and then it'll show the happy birthday as the main card. Just like this one is, has 2 messages behind the scenes plus this. 2 messages plus this. All right. So to put it all together, basically the first thing we need to do is take our 1/2 inch pieces. This is our pull piece, and you could stamp the word pull, or you could just write it on there. And you want to flip it over, and on the back you want to use a fairly strong adhesive on each side. So you have 1 strip of adhesive here and 1 here, and you put your strips on like this. Okay? So you make your pull piece into like a little sign. Okay. The next part is to adhere this into your slotted area, and you want it to fit perfectly into your slot. So I always try a little bit, make sure, see, it's a little bit big. I'm going to trim it just a little. Okay, so it goes in between the 2 slots, and we're going to adhere that down. All right. There we go. All right, so that way you still can see your slots. This piece of cake is our main image, and we're going to tuck it into the slot. So you can kind of see from the back, it looks like this. From the front, it looks like this. And what you want to do is you want to put it down as far as you can onto the slits, and then kind of keep it straight. Now, this yard sale sign is going to go like this. Okay, it's going to go inside of your card. You're going to see the little word pull. And the only place that this sign is adhered is right here on these tabs. So you want a fairly strong adhesive just on the tabs, you have your piece of cake low. We're putting this here, and we're adhering it, okay? Here and here. Now, notice, no adhesive anywhere but right there. The only thing holding that on is this tab and this tab. And then on the front, we have this that slides up and down. Isn't that cute? All right, so basically our card is more or less done. So we need to close it up. Now, the reason I said not to make this tab super sharp is that sometimes you want to make sure it lines up perfectly. So here we have adhesive on the tab, right? We do not want this tab attached to our image, or our image won't slide. So you want to make sure that the tab goes on to the blue on the inside of the card. So when you flip this around, we're going to put it just like this. And then, does that make sense? And then we're going to adhere it to the front. And I like to just make sure, you know, it's perfect. Ta-da! So our card is essentially done. And here we go. It says pull, you pull it up, and it says, FYI, the more you weigh, the harder you are to kidnap, stay safe, eat cake. Here it just says happy birthday. You could make that using any image, anything on here. You could have anything pop up. You could use the candles as your main image, or you could put candles across the top here and have it reveal and just say happy birthday. Whatever you wanted. I just think it's super cute. Now to wrap this up, what I did on this card was I stamped using the Bluebird ink on the Bluebird paper in tone on tone, and I just made a bunch of cat paws. You could put little candles or little stars all around. I used some shimmer, like the shimmer pen on the cake. I used the shimmer pen a little bit on these little stars. Also, I put a frame on this. So you could use one of the thin cut rectangles. However, like I said, I do everything just cutting it out because it's easier. So on my trimmer, I cut a piece that is, 3/4 by 4.5, and then I cut it with a 1/4 inch border. And I did it the same way using this. So I went in, lined it up on the edge, 1/4, and I just started at 1/4 mark and went down to the 1/4 mark, turn it, trim it, turn it, trim it, turn it, trim it, and then this center piece pops out and you have a frame. So you glue your frame down onto your card, and it kind of just covers up anything. Like here, I tore it a little. It covers up any raw edges. The main thing is that when you put your frame on, you don't want to put it on top of any sliding parts. So just be really careful when you glue that you're not gluing onto any of your movable parts. But that is really fun. And that size is 3/4 by 4.5. So here I did it in pink. You could do it in any color you wanted. So that is the slider card. I hope that you have fun making it, and I think I'll take a picture of all the parts so that you can have a picture of the sizes that you need. And if you have any questions, just ask them in the comments, and I'll be watching because I do have giveaways this week. So I hope you get in on that. Thanks.